Well, hello and welcome. Today I'm gonna record an Inkscape tutorial on how to make a multicolored sticker. So the first step with stickers is take a ruler and decide on the size. When you made up your mind, we're gonna go into File and set up the document properties. We will start with this window to switch out the default units from pixels to something normal, and I prefer millimeters. And in the custom size we fill in how big our sticker is going to be. So let's say 10 by 10, 10 by 10 centimeters. And down here in the display I always prefer to keep all of them on. And now we're ready to close the window. The next step will be getting ourselves an image. Today, let's say we get something from the internet. I was thinking something simple. Just go to images and find something that is nice. Let's say this one. And I select this image because it has a nice black lined illustration with a clear background. Black and white in generally work really nice with tracing in Inkscape. So I want to see the full image, and then I say right click, save image as, find a nice location on your desktop and save it. And then in Inkscape we can go to File, Import, select the image and open. Now when it gives this window, just make sure it says embed and not link and click on OK. There it is. Now you can see the fish is a little bit bigger than my page. So go to the magnifying glass and zoom out, and then go to the black mouse, click on the image, and if you drag here on the corners you can make it smaller. Now when you do that it will lose the size, the proportions. So if you hold down Control on your keyboard it will stay nice, and we can make sure the image fits inside the box like this, and we can zoom in. So now we have the image in the right size. We want to trace this into figures. So again we make sure the image is selected, and then we go into Path and select Trace Bitmap. In this window make sure you keep it on brightness and not one of the other options. By default we first try if this setting is okay. So we click on Update and then OK. And the program will make a copy of it for me. So if I left click I can pick it up and drag it to the side and see if I like this tracing. In case it doesn't get correct right away, just click on the image again, go to Trace Bitmap, change the number either up or down, update and OK, and see if that gives you a nicer result. Now with my image there is not much of a difference, but some images it actually matters. I'm ready. We can close up the window. I delete the ones I don't need. If you have a hard time recognizing which one was the image and which one was the copy, if you click on it you can look down here, it actually says image. If you click on the drawing it says path. Path is the one we want to keep, and we don't need the image anymore, so you can delete it and put the one we want to keep inside the box. So next up is deciding on how many colors this sticker is going to be. We're going to go into Object and open up the Fill and Stroke menu, which is this window. and then take your black mouse and select the path, the image, and in fill and stroke go to fill and click on the X so all the colors are turned off, and then stroke, and here you click on the box. So now we see our sticker in lines. The machine looks at stickers like this, so all the lines you see here are going to be cut. And what you also want is to break apart this image. So in path you can select break apart. So now I can actually select like one object at a time. I can also be really picky. If I go a bit closer to my image and say I don't like this bit, it's a bit too small, I can hit delete on the keyboard to clean up any things I don't really like. They're really small, and maybe there are a little bit too many of those. I could also like clean it up. And I see one here. I think this is kind of okay. There. And of course, one of the other things you can also do when it's like this, you could pick up pieces and place them somewhere else. So this is, take your time and clean it up before you continue. I think this is okay. So selecting colors, just pick up your black mouse, click on the object you want to color. So not in the center of it, but try to aim at the lines like this. And then down here, if you drag on the bar, there are a zillion colors. So you can say, I want it purple. Now if you click on the line and hold down Shift, you can select multiple things and color them at the same time. So we're gonna have some fun, take some time and color up the whole image. And I can hold down Shift to select multiple things. And let's make this purple. And again, if it's hard to select sometimes, you can see it picks up the wrong box sometimes. Just zoom in, plus and a minus on your keyboard, or the magnifying glass. This. And I think this is a bit much, so I will delete that one. And I missed two here. And this is nice. And let's say I want this white and I want this black and a little bit white, and the outline is, let's say, blue, and then the really outline is black. There, we have a colored fish. Now I ended up with making 4 colors. What will help later on, it's not always necessary, but it's nice to have, just in case. Just select the box and just somewhere outside of your illustration, click and drag and just make 2 random shapes. They will help you in the end as alignment shape to help you place all the colors back together after cutting. We're almost ready to save. One more step. I want you to pick up the black mouse and make sure you select all the shapes. Go back into fill and stroke and go to stroke and turn them off again. The laser cutter will actually recognize the colors and the stroke. So if you leave it on, the machine is going to cut everything twice, which is not going to give you a nice result. So it's either have everything on fills or have everything on strokes with stickers. So our colors are here, and that's enough. Now we're ready to save. So what I want you to do is select my two squares, just hold down Shift and select all the parts that belong to the same color. So like this. And if this takes too long, you could also like click and drag. Just keep holding down Shift and make sure you have everything that belongs to that color. And this takes some time, a little bit, sometimes, depending on how detailed the sticker is. Like this. I think I have everything. Now right click and select copy. And we're going to go into File, New. Just open up a new default window. And then right click and paste. Oh, like this. So here are all my purple shapes and the two black squares. And we're going to save the file as this. So don't worry about any of the other settings. We're just going to select File, Save As, find a good location or make a new folder with all your stuff. So let's call this Fish. Go inside there, select PDF and Fish Purple and save it. And now when you save it, make sure that this number is here, 600, and we want to export not the page but just the object. And when you export the object, it's good to have a little bit of a margin on, just 1 millimeter of margin is fine. So I have the settings like this, and you click on OK. And then we go back to our where is it? Our colored fish here. And we're going to repeat the step with a new color. So hold down Shift, select the two cubes, rectangles today, and select the new color. So blue. And then right click, copy, File, New. And then right click, paste. And we're gonna save this. So File, Save As, make sure in the same folder again. Let's call this Fish Blue. Select PDF and save. Settings should be the same, so we click OK. And then repeat again. So select both blocks, hold down Shift, and all the black parts. File, sorry, right click, copy, File, New. And paste. Now you can see two black parts over each other. We can't see it like this, that eye is there, but the machine will actually recognize it. So you can save it like this, but I wanted to pass the eye over the other sticker. So I'm going to pick it up and put it a little bit out of the way. Maybe here's a good location, like this. And then we save this as well as PDF Fish Black, and save, and OK. And all that's left were the white parts. Hold down Shift, right click, copy, File, New. and right click, paste, and same thing here, just move it a bit to the side so both shapes are next to each other, and save as PDF, and let's call this fish white, and save. Okay, and we're done. So we now have 4 files, 4 PDFs ready to be final cut.